The Legacy Project has given people all over the world a window into an aspect of history most do not know is missing. But the one thing that has always been a challenge is the lack of suitable teaching tools specifically geared for young people. Most materials are all focused on high school and college coursework. Unfortunately, by then, much of the damage done to the self-esteem of young LGBTQ kids has already been done. The Legacy Project's leadership knew what was needed was a project focused on making age-appropriate teaching tools for K-5 students.
Enter the award-winning team of Mercedes Santos and Teresa Volpe, co-founders of Brainworks Studio, an education publishing development group with more than 30 years of experience. Working alongside them is internationally acclaimed graphic artist and designer David Lee Sisko.
This project is very exciting, and I'm happy to have collaborated with such a wonderful team, but also I really believe in the message.
So we are huge fans of David Sisko. We love his work. And so when we heard that the Legacy Project was using his art as a focal point for all the covers, we wanted to be part of this project. We felt that David would deliver the content in a very kid-friendly, fun, and exciting way.
David Sisko has engaged in a wide variety of projects at nearly every scale during his 30-year career, from small, privately commissioned prints to his elaborate mosaics adorning the Chicago transit system.
When I was in art school, I wanted to be a children's book illustrator. And one of my painting teachers said, "No, you're way too sophisticated for that." But I've kind of always approached working on projects for a younger audience with the same sophistication that I bring to my other projects. So I started thinking, drawing these people, how to make them really engaging. I use thick black lines. The whole idea was to be as friendly and as accessible as possible. I begin by just getting a sketchbook, sketching very quickly, usually takes a couple of seconds, and I do maybe several sketches until I find one that kind of has the right spark and a communication, and then I just play with shapes and kind of build it from there.
Mercedes and Teresa have worked for major publishers such as Pearson Learning, National Geographic Learning, and McGraw-Hill, with specialization in curriculum development, editorial, art, and design creation for both print and digital products.
Teachers want this information. Teachers want to know, how do I teach this type of content in the classroom? Because they have kids who are identifying this way. Yeah. As we concept these materials for the LGBTQ history makers, we always have to look at it in a grade appropriate way and an age appropriate way. We're keeping politics outside of our content. We are focusing on the person, the human being inside these stories, and bringing them to life.
The most challenging part of this work is that you're working with history makers that had to, for various reasons, hide and be silent about a part of their life, whether it was about their relationships or the way they identify.
Famous people who have contributed to culture, often the fact that they were gay or lesbian or whatever, has been left out of the story. It's been cleaned up and whitewashed.
And I think it's empowering for LGBTQ students to see themselves reflected in their materials that they use in the classroom. Yes, they have an identity that is hidden, and we're just making it visible in a very positive way. We're bringing them to life.
Teachers know who's in their classroom. They look for things to make connections with their students. And if they can hand this book to a student and do an activity with them, they've made that connection. And they've, again, done what's best for the student. And that's the goal. And all education is to do what's best for the student.
Building upon a decade of programmatic success, the Legacy Project's new LGBTQ inclusive curriculum will soon include these unprecedented instructional toolkits, custom designed for students in kindergarten through 5th grade. We hope you will help us to tell the world what saying gay really means and why it matters. Won't you please join us in our commitment to every child, that they feel more safe, loved, and accepted for all of who they are.